Hello, my name is Thomas Adrianson with NCSI, and today I'm going to show you how to create a pick list from scratch in Avanti Neurons for ITSM. Now, when you're logged in as administrator and you are in the administrator console using this little wrench icon, we can always build pick lists from this menu on the left by going Add New, and then we can build the pick list from existing business objects. So for instance, if I wanted a drop down of employee names, I could pull that from the employee business object, and I could get a drop down of employees by display name. But let's say we have a situation where we need a custom drop down that has values that aren't already stored somewhere in the system. In this example, let's just say we want a drop down of eye colors for our employees for some reason, right? We don't have brown, blue, hazel, all that stuff in the system somewhere. So we need to create that table to hold those values. So in order to do that, back on the back end here, we're going to go to business objects, and we're going to create a new business object. And this is essentially creating a new table in the database, and we're going to create fields on that table to store the values that we want in our pick list. So we're going to do new object, a new standalone business object, and we're going to call this whatever it is we're doing here, right? So employee eye color, business object can't have spaces, display name can, but we're going to save this. Once we save it, we'll see a bunch of the other tabs pop up, and the next thing we want to do is go ahead and create the fields that we need. So for eye color, right, we just need a text field, so we'll go fields, add new, and we're going to select the appropriate type. So text here, I'm going to call this eye color. And then the field type, I always typically select Unicode text here, and then you can set the size of the field. So 32, we're not going to have an eye color that's longer than 32, so this is fine. We're going to add this field. And then if in our situation we want to sort this by something other than alphabetically, we're also going to need to create a number field that we can use for sort order. So we're going to do add new again. We're going to do number. We're going to call this sort order, and just take the precision down to 0 here and add this field. So we need to now create a form to allow us to enter the values into our pick list. So we could go to form and create a new form, but the easier way to do that is just to go back to details, hit auto generate UI, hit OK, and that's going to create a form, a list, and a layout for you. And so now we can go into the form, and it just throws all the fields on there. But we can go ahead and we can just take out everything except for eye color and sort order. Now we're ready to build that pick list and populate these values. So we're going to go back to pick lists, and we're going to do add new, and we're going to name our pick list. And I usually do the field that I want of the business object that I'm pulling it from. Hit tab and it'll change the display name to the same thing. And when we're saying get list data from, that's going to be the business object that we just created, so employee eye color. And then in the display field, we're going to select eye color. In the value field, we're also going to select eye color. If there's a situation where you want the pick list to show one thing and the actual value that they're selecting be something else, this is where you would specify that. In an example, let's say we want to drop down of employees where we're given the display names, but the value we're actually selecting is their email address, right? We could say display name for the display field and email address for the value. And then sort by field. So if I selected eye color, right, this is going to sort it alphabetically by eye color in either ascending or descending, but we're going to go ahead and use our sort order as an example. So we're going to save that. Now, in order to add values to this, we need to back out of this. So up in your breadcrumbs up here, you can click pick lists, or you can click pick lists over here again, and then just search for that pick list. So we're going to do eye color, right? And then you'll see this values add over here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit values. We have our blank list. If I hit add, this is going to give me the form that I just created. So now I'm going to do my sort orders. And I'm just going to put these 4 values in here. And that pick list is now built, right? So if I go back and I look at that, I'm going to see my values in the sort order that I specified. If I change this to eye color, right, it'll now sort it alphabetically. Now we need to add that to the form. So we'll go to our employee business object. We'll go ahead and create a new field. We're going to do add new, and we're going to match the type. So text field. And then the field type will match the field type. Oops. And then invalidated, we'll check this, hit not set on the pick list. And then you do have to scroll down and find it. Unfortunately, you can't type to kind of filter it down. So just scroll until you find employee. Oh, eye color of employee, eye color, yes. There we go. Add this field, save it. And then quick note, the easier way to update the values in that is you can actually do it from the field itself. So I could go into eye color and I have the values right here that I could add or adjust this. So let's say we wanted to bring this back to sort order. I can do it right from here instead of driving through the pick lists, right? So let's say we wanted Hazel first. We can do that. All right, now let's go ahead and add this to our form. And now we have an eye color drop down on the employee form. One quick thing to note on the field is if we build this and you click in here and you don't see your pick list, change the field type between Unicode text and text. For some reason, it gives different values. I think it's based on the type of field that is being used in the pick list, which is why I always use Unicode text for everything that I create moving forward. But if you're working with some of the older business objects in the system, it may be text. So if you don't see it, just switch the field type and you should see that pick list in either one of those. And that's how you create a custom pick list from scratch for business objects that don't already exist. All right, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more helpful content from NCSI.